Once upon a time, in a small town, there was an 18-year-old girl named Maria. Although she was young, Maria was immensely curious to discover her purpose in life and explore her spirituality. One day, while walking in the nearby woods, he found an old book that seemed to contain the knowledge he craved. The book talked about personal spiritual development, and as she read it, Maria discovered a new world full of tips and techniques for growing spiritually and discovering herself. On the first page, the book talked about meditation, an ancient technique to calm the mind and connect with the inner self. Following the instructions, Maria began to meditate every morning at dawn, and little by little, she began to feel a peace and clarity that she had never experienced before. In the following pages, the book also talked about the importance of gratitude. I suggested to Mary to write down 3 things for which she would be grateful each day. At first it seemed simple to her, but over time, this practice allowed her to appreciate life more and find joy in the little things. Maria also learned about the importance of self-reflection. The book taught him to take time each day to reflect on his actions, emotions, and thoughts. By analyzing how she reacted to different situations, Maria began to understand herself better and work on changing attitudes that did not benefit her. He also found a chapter on connecting with nature. She began to spend more time outdoors, feeling the earth beneath her feet, the wind on her face, and she began to understand that she was part of something much bigger. Over time, and through these practices, Maria felt that her life was beginning to change. Not only did she understand herself better, but she also felt a deeper connection to the universe and a clearer sense of purpose in her life. I now knew that spiritual personal development was not a destination, but an ongoing journey of self-discovery and growth. And while the path wasn't always easy and required effort and dedication, Maria was willing to keep exploring her spirituality, knowing that every day was an opportunity to learn something new about herself and the world around her. With a smile on her face and the old book in her hands, Maria continued her journey, excited for what the future held for her spiritual quest. In the small village where Maria lived, the community was tight and personal relationships were the essence of daily life. After her initial experiences of self-discovery, Maria began to value her family and friends more. She realized that every interaction had something to teach her, and that the love and support of her close circle were critical in her journey. One day, while sharing her reflections with her good friend Anna, she discovered that she too was interested in spirituality. They began to meditate together and share readings and reflections on life and society today. They realized that, despite the speed and stress of the modern world, it was possible to find inner peace and understanding. Maria also became closer to her family. He began to have deeper conversations with his parents and siblings, discovering the wisdom they had accumulated over the years. She cherished family dinners, where laughter and stories flowed freely, reminding her of the importance of human connection. One weekend, Maria decided to organize a hike with her family and friends to the nearby forest where she had found the old book. As they walked along the trail, fresh air and natural beauty surrounded them, providing a perfect environment for reflection and connection. Mary shared how every tree, every stone on the road, reminded her that we are all part of the same existence. In today's society, where technology sometimes seemed to create a barrier between people, Maria and her inner circle found that the return to the basics, to genuine human connections and nature, was revitalizing and essential to understanding who they were in the world. Maria also began to get involved in community groups that encouraged dialogue and reflection on important issues. She found that by interacting with people of different ages and perspectives, she was able to see life from different angles, thus enriching her understanding and empathy towards others. Life in the village, with its simple rituals and closeness to her loved ones, taught Maria that self-discovery was not a lonely journey. It was a path that was made richer and more rewarding by the presence and experiences shared with those I loved and the community in which I lived. Over time, Maria felt a deep gratitude for each person and experience in her life, knowing that each of them was a mirror that reflected a part of her, helping her discover herself and grow as an individual in an ever-changing society. At the heart of this narrative lay a fundamental lesson Mary learned: the interconnectedness of all things. She saw how her personal growth positively affected those around her and, in turn, how the world around her influenced her spiritual development. This realization brought with it a new responsibility, that of living in ways that benefited not only herself, but also the world around her. Maria began to get involved in volunteer activities, helping in various community initiatives. His focus was not only to assist others, but also to learn from them. Each personal story he heard taught him something new about resilience, hope, and the complexity of the human spirit. In addition, her inner journey led her to explore sustainability and caring for the environment more deeply. She began to adopt greener practices in her daily life and encouraged others to do the same, organizing educational workshops on how to live more harmoniously with nature. As time went on, Maria became a source of inspiration for her community. His journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth touched the lives of many, and his example encouraged others to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery. Maria's story ends here, but her journey continues. Every day, every decision, and every interaction is part of their ever-evolving story, a narrative of learning, growth, and connection. And so, in a small town, a young woman found her way to deep personal and spiritual development, and in the process, helped light the way for others. Your life, a reminder that we are all on a journey, and every step we take, no matter how small, can contribute to a more mindful, compassionate, and connected journey.